Alright, this is going to be part 2 of getting our C10 running with the LS swap. And in our last video, we got our correct water pump, our bracketry, throttle blade or throttle body adapter, got our belt on, rigged in a radiator, and got it, running. Now it was super loud. Not the kind of cool sounding loud, it was the annoying sounding loud coming right off of the headers, So I rounded up a few leftover pieces from other projects, some stainless steel pipe, and we got these rumble mufflers from AutoZone. Pretty good deal. And so I'm going to try to get at least the exhaust halfway back with a couple of mufflers, quiet it down a little bit. And I found a better dipstick. The only one we found before was all bent up, so found this one looking for other things. You just never know what you're going to run across when you're looking for something else. So I've got it set up in here. I've trimmed off some pipes at the right angle. And instead of crawling underneath there to tack it, what I got going on here is I make a couple marks and then bring it in here and line up the marks. I can put a couple little tiny tacks on there, then go back out and fit it and make sure that we're aimed the right way. And if it's good, then we'll weld it up solid. So I'm gonna go ahead and start welding on that. I got some stainless steel wire up in there, and I think I'm gonna have probably just about enough to get this exhaust about halfway. So I'll go ahead and start welding this up. Okay, it passed the fit test. Got my angle right. And I have a little bit of gap to fill here, but I'm going to go ahead and get this welded up, and then we can go ahead and tack the other side. Okay. I did a little more cutting and measuring and marking, and we'll go ahead and get this elbow piece welded onto the flange. And I got this marked for length. It's a little bit of a sloppy fit, so I guess I'm gonna have to kind of hold it up while I tack it and try to get it straight. So we're gonna go ahead and weld this stuff up. Okay, if you all crawl up under here with me, you can see our temporary exhaust. The mufflers barely fit up in there. We've just got it clamped right here so that we can just unbolt it and extend it farther out that way. We still got to get our drive shaft. So I think tomorrow on the weekend we're gonna go out to the U-Pull-It place, see if we can find one the right length. Okay, we're at our local U-Pull-It looking for a drive shaft. That one was an inch too long. Let's check this one. See if it's still got one. Too big. Aluminum one. I think we could cut that one down.
Yeah.
But let's see. Front wheel drive. Front wheel drive. Oh, come on, there's got to be some rear wheel drive around here. Let's check this one. Huge aluminum bent. Okay. Now, front wheel drive. Yeah, where's all the trucks? Camaro over here. Well, I can't see it from this side. Well, there's a drive shaft. Let's measure this one. That one's too long. Yeah.
But that was the same as the other one, right?
Let's see what this one is. Oh damn, that's front wheel drive.
Look at those older
this one. Is it gonna be? Big old huge aluminum. Nope, that ain't gonna work. Oh, this one's gone. Okay, after checking a whole bunch, we're coming back to the first one. It's the closest. So, let's see if we can get this out of here. Okay. Somebody was nice enough to take two of the bolts out. Okay. Come on. Out. We need something to pry with. Channel locks, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want it to fall on my head.
Yeah.
A little more prying.
Okay. Here you go.
It's for sure gonna fall on my head.
Woohoo, got it.
Okay. There you go. It's coming out the back.
Okay.
All right, awesome. Okay, that was quite the adventure finding a drive shaft. And I fit it up in there, and it's the right length. But we have to find a adapter U-joint. Already looked on the interweb, and there's probably 50 different ones, all different measurements. So we're gonna take our U-joints to a local place that does drive shafts and hopefully they'll be able to find us the correct adapter joint. So meanwhile, our hood hinges came in, and of course they did not have the springs mounted. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this one on there. I already did the other side and figured out how many paint sticks it takes to spread it out enough to hook it on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get working on that. They missed the hole. Okay. Alright. I don't believe it. There's no hole. Okay. I'm not going to send these hinges back just for a hole, because I got a drill and I can make a hole. Probably even slot it like that. So I got it aligned with these two 5/16 bolts, and we're going to drill it out. Okay, let's see if we can find the center with a 3/8. Drill some pilot holes. Well, I'm break the drill bit. And I have to switch to a bird. try this again. Ready? Cool. Worked. Okay, now we got our hood hinges on and the springs mounted. Decided I was going to go ahead and try to fix some of the gaps on the driver's door. Got the passenger door pretty well lined up. Down here I did a little weld build up to try to even up the gaps. I did some weld build up on the door, but the fender has a little dip in it there, so I got to fix that. And I think we'll weld up these holes where somebody had a mirror mounted. So we're going to go ahead and do a little welding. Okay, got it all smoothed out, and we've got a fairly even gap all the way down. Gonna have to put a little bit of body filler in there while we did all that welding, but looks a lot better than it did before. Okay, it's the next day, and some of the stuff that I've had on order for a while came in. These are the vent windows with the window tracks. The old ones, the bottom part of it was just completely rotted off, and the rocker panels in here were rusted away completely, so we replaced the inner and outer rocker panels. We replaced the inside part of the door because it was rotted off, and the window regulators were all wore out and jammed, so AutoZone brought us new window regulators, and I rounded up the glass, and the trackways are really rusty. I need to clean those up and maybe put a little grease inside and see if we can get the tracks and the window regulators in there and see if we can get the windows to roll up and down. So I'm going to open these up and see what shape these are in. Okay, these are used ones off of eBay, and it said for best offer, and so I made an offer of 50 bucks less and they actually accepted it. It's the first time that I've ever gotten anyone to come down on something. So we saved 50 bucks, and the description was that they weren't perfect. They had a few little bit of pitting, so we're gonna see just what they look like. Man, they're not bad at all. They're in fairly decent shape. Yeah, this one too. Mine are a little bit of pitting, but they're not bad looking at all. Stiff. Maybe a little lubrication, but yeah, I think we got a pretty good deal on these. Okay, I found some trim screws and put this one in, and I opened up the box of window regulators, and I went to put in the window regulator and discovered that this track is in the way. So I guess I'm gonna have to take that back out, put the window regulator in, then put the track in. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that out. And another thing, that's the last of my quarter 20 bolts, which I'm gonna need 4 of. So I think we'll get some more tomorrow and take this back out and put the window regulator in and then put that back in. So I guess everything in these doors got to go back in a certain order. So I'm going to go ahead and see if we can't get this installed tomorrow. Alright, it's the next day, and we got some more of the little quarter 20 bolts, and we got this glass in here because this track is really rusty. So I'm going to try to clean this up a little bit. And this trackway, the bolts were rusted to it, and we had to drill them out to get it out. So I have to use this little belt sander and get up in there and grind off what's left of those old bolts and tack weld some new ones on so you can use this track. Got to do a little cleaning up on it too. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these things cleaned up and fixed and see if we can get this glass in there. got some 1/4 nuts tack welded onto our guide track and got it cleaned up and etching primer, and got the glass all masked off so I can get some paint on here to try to stop this rust. So we're going to go ahead and get this painted up and see if we can start putting stuff together. Meanwhile, while I'm waiting for my paint to dry, we have found our adapter U-joint. Smaller here, larger here. Gonna fit both sides. So, I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can get the drive shaft cleaned up and go ahead and press this in. We managed to find it at a local place that actually had it in stock, and it's kind of nice to be able to take the old U-joints and make sure that they're the same. So finally got the right adapter U-joint. Awesome. Lot of effort to find a drive shaft and a U-joint that fits. So we finally got it set up to where we got a drive shaft. That is awesome. Go ahead and put these U-joints or U-bolts in, and we can have to pull it out just a little bit. There we go. I think this is going to work quite nicely. Alrighty. Okay, got her greased up really good. Okay, got the glass in the window regulator. Everything has to go in a certain way. First the window regulator, then the track, then the glass, and now for the vent window. Barely fits past there. Okay. Kind of got it in there temporary. Okay, seems to be lining up. Now maybe we can tighten everything down, and hopefully when the felt comes in we can slide it down in there, because there's no way the glass would fit in there with the felt in it. So wait until we get our felt in. Should be coming in sometime this week, and can get this glass finished up. Okay, I was gonna put the glass in this door, but we're missing a few pieces, the rear track and little odds and ends. So meanwhile, I've been stripping down the paint on this door. So everything else up here has been stripped, but we've got this roof that needs to be stripped down because this is really old paint. We really can't paint over it. So while I'm waiting on these pieces to come in, I think I'll go ahead and start stripping on the roof. Okay, our rear glass track came in, and of course we already had the window regulator, so now I can put the glass in the door, but before I do that I want to get some etching primer on all this bare metal so that we don't get flash rust. So we're going to go ahead and spray this whole door down, and then when that dries we can go ahead and put our glass in. Our window trim came in, and we're going to see if we can install this without messing it up. And looks like I can get it out of here. These are the front trim pieces stuck together, and these are where the top of the door goes. Got both sides, and this is supposed to fit in the track going around the curve where all these little holes are, so it allows it to curve, and it's supposed to fit in there like so and pinch the glass. So I'm gonna see if we can get this trim stuff in. Okay, let's see if this is gonna fit in here. There's no hole in the door to reach down in there and push it in, so hopefully we can use the glass to squish it in the track. It's coming out over there. Now I'm gonna have to roll this window up and try to reach that. Alright, I think I got it in there. Okay, after a little bit of fighting with it, we got the trim in all the way around and the felt, and now we're going to see if the window rolls up. A little more. There we go. Man, that's tight. No more rattle and shake. Awesome. I think that's going to work. Okay, we spent all day yesterday stripping off all the old paint and masking off, and we've got etching primer all over the cab section, and we got primer sealer up here, and we started doing a little bit more fine body work, and over here on this side as well. And little body work on this door, filling in holes, and we're getting closer to spraying on some sandable primer filler, and we still don't have our molding for the windshields, so we stuck some cardboard in there so we're not getting overspray on the inside. And we're working on getting ready to clean up this hood. It's got a little bit of rust pitting on it. Okay, so a lot. So we're gonna wire wheel and clean it all out and put some Pour 15 on the inside of this and flip it over and strip off all the old paint, get some etching primer on it. That way we can put our hood on and spray the whole thing down with sandable primer so we can block it out. So we're gonna get going on that. Alright, as you can see, I got a helper, and we're getting really close on cleaning everything up so we can POR 15 everything. And now she's running a tap down through the mounting bolt holes so that when we go to put it on, we're not going to be struggling with it. So I'm going to get these tapped out and see if we can start putting down some POR 15. Alright, it's the bolt test.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Just got to be able to thread it in with your fingers, and then you know the threads are really good. Alright, cool. Okay, we're trying to get all these little spots that we couldn't get with anything else. So we're trying the little belt sander. Okay, we got all of our threaded holes taped up because that stuff's harder to get out of the threads than rust. And we got our first can of POR 15, and we're gonna start slathering it on everywhere. Okay, after about 3 hours of sanding and flapper disking and wire wheeling, we got it pretty well stripped down. So I rounded up all the etching primer we got left, and we're going to see if we can get some paint on here to keep it from flash rusting. Okay, it's the next day, and I spent a couple of hours getting this hood adjusted. I got the gaps maybe a little too tight, but we can always adjust the fenders out slightly. But it seems like it turned out pretty good, and we don't have our hood latch yet, so I've got it strapped down just so I could do a little sanding on it where the primer kind of was a little rough. Smoothed it out, cleaned it up. So I think that just about wraps up the body work. So I think this is where we're going to end this video. Next time around, we're going to clean up the grill and paint it. She wants to paint it gray with black accents. So yeah, the grill is a little dinged and dented, so we're going to do a little body work on it, sand it down and paint it. But we appreciate you all watching, and we'll see you the next time around.